the tragic fall of King Saul. Have you ever felt too small for a big calling? Young Saul was the tallest man in Israel. He was strong, handsome, and chosen by God to be the first king. But on the day he was meant to stand before the cheering crowd, Saul was nowhere to be found. The prophet Samuel finally found him. Saul wasn't leading the people. He was hiding among the baggage. Though God had given him a mighty gift, a tiny seed of fear had already taken root in his heart, making him doubt the strength he possessed. What happens when a moment of fear pushes us to break the rules? Years passed, and King Saul faced a terrifying army of Philistines. His soldiers saw the enemy approaching like a dark, crushing tide. They trembled, waiting for the prophet Samuel to come and offer the sacred sacrifice. But Samuel did not arrive on time. Fear whispered in Saul's ear, "Do it yourself. Act now." Saul did not trust God's timing. He did the sacred duty that only Samuel was allowed to perform. Right after he finished, Samuel walked up and spoke the terrible truth. "Your kingdom will not endure." How can we stop the fire of jealousy from burning in our hearts? A young shepherd named David saved Israel by defeating the giant Goliath. The people celebrated their king, but they celebrated David even louder. The women sang, "Saul has slain thousands, and David tens of thousands." The seed of fear that had grown into disobedience now bloomed into ugly jealousy. Saul's heart grew dark. He saw David not as a friend, but as a threat. Twice, in a flash of rage, the king hurled his heavy spear, trying to pin David to the wall. When there are no answers, where do we turn? In his dark bitterness, Saul searched for any answer but God's. The voice that once spoke to him was now silent. In desperation, he went to a forbidden medium at night to conjure a spirit who could tell him the future. Through the medium, the spirit of Samuel himself appeared. The stern prophet gave Saul the final, heartbreaking prophecy. "Tomorrow, you and your sons will be with me." The next day, the battle on Mount Gilboa was a disaster. Saul fought until he was severely wounded by the enemy's arrows. What is the legacy of a broken king? Rather than be captured, Saul fell upon his own sword, ending his life. His brave sons died fighting faithfully beside him. Yet the people of Jabesh-Gilead remembered his past kindness and honored him, showing respect even in his tragic end. Saul's story is a mirror. It shows us how a small seed of fear or a tiny spark of enviousness can grow to steal the wonderful gifts God gives us. What would your story look like today if you chose trust and obedience instead?